the original title of, kind of working title of this book was Fool in the Mirror. So it's like, this is a mirror. So the reader kind of reflects his or her face in this book. But I thought, well, I shouldn't really insult the audience before they buy the book. So now we have this fool's title. Next story. The thirsty man. So this is a river, Indus. Long ago there was a man who was known to be foolish beyond belief. One day, although it was particularly hot, he decided to go wandering. Of course, the more he wandered, the more he felt the effects of the heat, and the thirstier he became. Finally, he was so parched that he imagined a mirage in the distance, and mistaking it for water, he began to run toward it. All day long the man chased the mirage until his tongue was practically hanging out of his mouth in thirst. However, as luck would have it, the man had run so far that he found himself standing on the banks of the Indus River. Though his throat was burning, he stood at the river's edge, dying of thirst without taking a single drink. Another man who was sitting near him on the riverbank said, "Friend, you have run to the river and are clearly in need of water. Now that you have reached it, why don't you take a drink?" The foolish man replied, "I'll be okay, but if you like it, please take a drink yourself. I want one, but this amount of water is far too much for me. There's no way in the world I could finish it all." This fool is like the person who misunderstands basic teachings and truths of the way. He thinks he will never be able to maintain all of the precepts, and so he refuses to receive a single one. Because of this, he will never attain true understanding, but is doomed to wander forever in the cycle of birth and death. Don't be such a fool. So again, we have a tendency to be overwhelmed by the amount of problems, maybe size of problem. About 10 years ago, I was helping United Nations Population Fund, and it was a time when the world population was reaching 6 billion. And from 5 billion to 6 billion it took, I forgot how many days, but not so long, maybe 30 years or something. And if we calculate, every day the world population is increasing by 250,000. So, in 4 days, kind of a city, fairly a big city of 1 million people would pop up, something like that. When you are living here, probably you don't notice, such a kind of rapid increase of populations, things are stable. Maybe in Italy, population is decreasing. because Italy has the lowest fertility rate, kind of 1.1 or something for a couple. So that means within one generation, the population becomes half. And so it's interesting. Vatican is, against all the family planning and so forth. But Italian public is kind of practicing family planning, you see, more than any other people. So our kind of, the world is a kind of a huge problem. I mean, population is kind of exploding. And what can we do? Maybe we can sort of adapt a few children, from the third world. Maybe make donations to women's organizations, world population organizations. But the problem is so huge that maybe we think, oh, maybe it should be done by nations. And the nations say, oh, this is too much. United Nations should do that. But UN cannot do it without member states kind of help. And US is not really helping. And then nations cannot do without citizens' kind of support. And so in a way, the enormity of problems, environmental problems, problems of war, and then increasing weapons, all kind of problems are surrounding us. And then, in many cases, we feel, oh, we can't do that. It won't make any difference. And we become very cynical. And I think that's the cause of more problems.